I'm talking with Frank Skelly. He is with Factor King, and we're here at the Small Business Expo here in the Atlanta Convention Center. And for the folks who aren't familiar with Factor King, Frank, introduce them to the company.
Factor King is a New York-based commercial finance company. We finance business to business. Typically, our clients are small companies that are providing a product or a service to a large company.
When we're talking about factoring, what exactly are we talking about?
Factoring is a process where we advance funds. Basically, we're purchasing their invoices. So again, these small clients that we have that are providing a product or a service, they're invoicing their large customers. Typically, the customers are going to make the clients wait 30, 60 days to get paid.
Right.
What we do is we purchase those invoices essentially on day one typically so that our clients get use of those funds immediately.
If my average DSO for my business is 45 days, am I somebody that probably doesn't necessarily need this service? Are we talking about when does it make sense from a day sales outstanding or whatever the case may be?
Right. It really depends on the client. It depends on the business, and it depends on their personal needs. If a client's business is growing rapidly, even waiting 20, 30 days can really hinder their growth, and that's where we really come in. That's where it's a perfect fit.
Can you give an idea of, someone listening might think, I can't afford it because I've heard about factoring before, but I'm sure they didn't hear about it from somebody who's an expert.
Right.
Can you give an indication of kind of what we're talking about? What am I investing to get access to my capital quickly?
Right. We started the company in 2008, right in the midst of the throes of the financial crisis. And basically our program was set up, no application fee, there's no term agreement. Most factoring agreements lock people in to a certain period of time. In our case, people get to factor for as long as they want. They can finance the companies that they want, the clients that they want. It's an open platform.
That's something a little bit unique because my limited experience myself, I haven't talked to a lot of factoring companies, but at least traditionally my understanding is that those things aren't the case, that it is term limited, that I have to commit to a certain period of time. I got to put them all in there.
Right.
You're saying there's a measure of ability to tailor that somewhat.
Right. Typically, again, someone's initially going to have to come out of pocket for an application fee. Again, in the grand scheme of things, maybe $500 to $1,000 isn't that big a deal, but it does set a precedent. We don't have an application fee. If somebody comes to us, I want to get them an answer immediately, preferably in one day. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste their time. We also, as I said, don't have a term agreement, so they can stay with us for a month, a year, 10 years, as long as it makes sense to them. Yeah. Most factors lock people in.
Yes, that's right.
They also require them to finance all of their invoices or none. It's sort of an all or none. With us, they pick and choose. So it's that type of flexibility. There's also no minimums with Factor King. We have clients that started out factoring every invoice. Fast forward 2 or 3 years, they use us once or twice a year for large seasonal orders.
Right.
So they can really custom tailor it. When they're not using us, there's no fees, there's no cost.
That's awesome. So where do folks need to go to get more information about Factor King? Because clearly the financial services that you're offering differentiate you a little bit from what folks may be familiar with when they think about a factoring company.
They can come to our website, probably the best website, has all the information. So it's factorking.com, and there's a little quick app link there where they can put in some basic information and we'll get back to them. And again, it's a solution that can be custom tailored to the client's needs.
I'm really glad I stopped because, as I mentioned, I'm familiar with the older model and it sounds like it's starting to change. So be able to introduce the business community to a company that may be able to give them more of a custom fit, if you will, for their financial needs. So it's great. I appreciate you taking some time, Frank.
All right, great.
All right, man, I hope you have a great show.
Thank you.
Thanks for taking a minute.
We are.